Hey guys, welcome back to another math lesson with HeyCam Math and Science. This video is about experimental probability, and by the end of this lesson, you guys should all know the difference between experimental probability and theoretical probability, be able to find the expected number of occurrences of an event, and finally be able to find the experimental probability of an event when given experimental results. So let's pause the video here and write the learning intentions and success criteria down into our exercise books. Alright, so to start off, let's just go through key ideas of this lesson. So the probability of an event tells us how often an event should happen in theory. However, this rarely seems to happen in practice. So an example here, if you flip a coin 100 times, it might come up 53 times out of 100. That should say out, not out, which is not exactly half of the times you flipped it. So that's pretty close to half the amount of times, but not the exact amount. So the experimental probability of an event occurring based on a particular experiment is defined as the number of times the event occurs divided by or over the total number of trials in the experiment. The expected number of occurrences equals probability times number of trials, and the larger the number of trials, the more likely it is for the experimental probability to be close to the actual probability of an event. Right, so let's have a go at an example question here. It says when playing with a spinner with the numbers 1 to 4 on it, the following numbers come up. 1, 4, 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, and 3. What is the experimental probability of getting a 3? So let's start with question A. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 3s here. So 4 lots of 3s, and total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. 10 numbers. So our experimental probability is 4 out of 10. And what is the experimental probability of getting an even number? You can simplify this one here if you want. That gives you 2 out of 5. B will be even numbers. We have 1, 2, 3 even numbers. So that'll be 3 out of 10 for B. And based on this experiment, how many times would you expect to get a 3 if you spin 1,000 times? So out of 10, we got 4 times. I'll just multiply that by 100. And C would be 400 then. Just make sure you add the units or whatever it is here. That'll be 400 times. And this answer can also be written as a decimal or a fraction. So any one of these three answers will give you the correct mark. Alright, so now let's pause the video here and have a go at this question by yourselves. Alright, so let's start off by reading it. It says when rolling a die, the following numbers come up. 1, 4, 3, 6, 6, 2, 4, and 3. What is the experimental probability of rolling a 3? So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers in total. So it's going to be out of 8. And we have 2 3s there. So it'll be 2 out of 8, which equals to 1/4 or 0.25 or 25%. You can choose either format here. B, what is the experimental probability of rolling an even number? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 even numbers, so that'll be 5 over 8. You can convert that to a decimal or a percentage if you wish. And question C, based on this experiment, how many times would you expect to get a 3 if you rolled the dice 80 times? So we rolled it 8 times here. We'll just multiply the first answer by 10. So we have 2 out of 8. That will give you 20 out of 8 or 20 times. Give yourself a tick if you got these correct. Now that brings us to the end of this video on experimental probability. Hopefully you guys do know what it is by now and the difference between experimental probability and theoretical probability. Hopefully you guys can also find the expected number of occurrences of an event and also be able to find the experimental probability of an event when given experimental results. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.